kids, it's me, Toni Homeperm, the singing diva of Long Island. If you enjoy videos where I get to show you how I create fabulous drag looks, well then guess what? You've tuned into the right place. Now today I'm doing something a little bit different because honestly I'm trying to catch up on my video filming schedule because just because of life I sort of fell behind, so I'm trying to do some extra videos when I do a look. As I may have explained in a past video, I can only do one drag look a day. Getting into drag, doing what I have to do to prepare my face for drag makeup, it's a lot of work, and you can only do one look a day. That's how it is. Other video content creators who review makeup, I mean, they're able to do like multiple eye looks in a day and all that, but I can't. So this is the look I did today using the BH Cosmetics Amethyst for February palette. This is from their Birthstone collection, and I will absolutely put the link for that video either up above or down below so you can see how I created this very amethyst inspired look. And this is the palette, very, purple themed color story. So I thought as long as I was feeling my best purple self, I would go through and pull out some of my, purple palettes. Some are my favorites and some are not, but they're all my purple palettes, and honestly, I didn't realize there were so many purple palettes in my collection as there are. So I don't want the video to go on and on and on. I'm just going to go through and show you one by one the purple palettes in my collection, just so you can see what I have. And I'm not going to spend too much time on any one, because, ain't nobody got time for that. We all have things we got to do, right? Okay, now I'm not grabbing these in any particular order. I just grabbed them out of all my bins, and they're not ranked or anything like that. First one, this is the Amethyst Moon palette from Lunar Cosmetics. I don't think I've really ever heard anything more about them, but it's a beautiful purple color story, and I don't think I've really used it that much, which is a shame. It's a really beautiful purple color story. Next, from Ruby May Cosmetics, the Purple Kush palette, and this is a beautiful purple-themed color story. I think one of the pans is loose, so I have to be careful with this. I don't want anything falling out. It's got some beautiful purples and also some beautiful greens, orange, that gold shimmer. So a really, really beautiful color-themed purple palette. From ColourPop, my Lilac You a Lot palette. This is one of their monochromatic palettes. It is purple, but it's really sort of a very light toned purple palette, and typical ColourPop. It tends to go more neutral, and even gets a little pinky there, but still a very beautiful lilac purple themed palette. Okay, next we have Lilac You a Lot's older, more dangerous sister. It's the My Pleasure palette from ColourPop, and this one is definitely a darker, richer, purple-themed color story. It's a really beautiful purple-themed color story. Okay, next we have the Moonspell palette. This is, well, now we know it's Volume 1. From Lunar Beauty, also one of the most beautifully packaged palettes in my collection, and here it is. Now, it's very purple down here, and more neutral in the middle, and then it's sort of blue-green teal on the top, but a really beautiful palette. Also from Lunar Beauty, their Moonspell Volume 2 palette, which originally I said I wasn't going to get it, but I went ahead and I did it anyway. Very purple, more red-leaning purple with this palette, but a very strong purple-themed color story. Some beautiful deep colors and beautiful shimmers, and yeah, I'm actually really happy that I added this to my collection. From ABH, the Norvina collection, I believe this is palette volume 1. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette, and you can see we've got a lot of purple tones down here. It does get a little bit more orangey and yellow up top. I haven't really used this palette that much, which is a shame. It is a really beautiful palette, and the formula is really good. Okay, this is one of my OG purple palettes. I always forget I even have it. It's Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. I think this was from the Vault. This one is the Bling Boss. That's it. I can't even remember, but here it is. And for the longest time, this was like my go-to palette. I love these maroon colors, and it's got that beautiful grape purple there. It's still really a beautiful palette. I know a lot of people didn't like a lot of the Vault palettes, but I love this one. I still love it. Another palette that is very, very purple themed. This is the Moonslice Beauty Moon Magic palette, and when we open it up, you can see it's got some really beautiful purples, some very grape purples, lilac-y, reddish maroon kind of purples. I mean, really, this one has like every purple that you could ever want. It's really a beautiful purple palette. Next, from Kaleidos, their Lunar Lavender palette. Now, haven't really used that one too much, and I don't want to blind you with the mirror. Let's hold it that way. It's got some really beautiful colors. The purples are, you know, they're rather soft. Very, you know, the name of the palette is Lunar Lavender. So yeah, they're more lavender than purple, but really, really beautiful. The Kaleidos formula is just so good. I love all of these palettes that they've done in this series. I have them all, and I love them all. Okay, this is one that is very new to my collection. It's from the Makeup Pharmacy, their Beauty Rituals palette. I've done a few videos with this palette, and actually I will link down below any videos of makeup looks that I've done with any of these palettes that I'm showing you. But here it is on the inside. It's purple, but it's very dark and grungy purple, and it's just so good. This black is like one of the best blacks in my collection. It is so intensely black. I know I wasn't gonna swatch, but I gotta show you this black. I have to show you this black. Look at that. Look how black that is. Oh my god. And this one, this shimmer, Fortune. Look how shimmery that is. Oh, just beautiful. Just beautiful. What the heck? You know, I'm going to show you one of the purples. This one, Sacred. Look at that. Look how pigmented. Yes, this is like one of my most loved palettes. It really is. I just love this palette so much. That black is so pigmented, you can barely get the pigment off. It's so good. I just had to point that out. Next, from Zodiac Cosmetics, the Sagittarius palette, because I'm a Sagittarius, so I had to have it. And when we open it up and take a look, you can see, like, up here, it's very purple. You've got some beautiful neutral tones to go with the purples. This one also, their black is amazing. I'm going to show you that here. Look at that. Look how beautiful that black is. Between this one and the Makeup Pharmacy's black, they're like two of the best blacks in my collection. Even though they're, you know, my purple palettes, but the blacks are just are amazing in these two palettes. And the purples in this, the mattes, the shimmers, so good. Another new addition to my collection from Pink Crush Cosmetics. This is their Metamorphosis palette, and it's a very purple and blue palette, but it is just so beautiful. When I saw this palette, I just fell in love with the color story, and it's a really beautiful palette, really great formula. If you're looking for a blue purple palette, this is a great one. Okay, this one, have to be honest, not so great. It's NYIiiiice from their Mystic Petals collection, their Midnight Orchid palette, and I don't think I've ever used it because just trying to swatch it, there's just no pigment. I mean, let's see, this is probably the most pigmented color in there. That purple is like, it's barely there. Look at this one. There's hardly any pigment. So it was a disappointing palette. You know, I bought it with the intent of doing a video with it, but I never did. And you know, it wasn't that expensive. But NYIiiiice stuff is like, it's not super cheap. And honestly, at the drugstore, I mean, you're better off with Wet n Wild or Elf as far as eyeshadow palettes. Okay, one of my most intensely pigmented purple palette, the Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club Season Fall palette. The mattes in this are just beyond belief, and it's this row up here is your purples, and then you've got your blue-green, sort of blue purples, and then your sort of green and corally colors and purple shimmer. But the mattes, oh my god, so pigmented, so pigmented. They're really amazing. They really are. I just love the mattes in this palette. I thought it was getting close to the end, but I had palettes hiding under this palette. It's the Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. I have the Carnival 2, and I have the Antidote, which is the 4. This is the 3, and it's very, very purple leaning on this end, and this palette is like just so insanely pigmented, so good. It's a really, really great palette, especially for these bright colors like the purples, the pinks, those oranges, the greens. I mean, really, all the colors in here are so good, but especially for purple, it's got some beautiful purples. Moving right along from Colored Rain, I think it's the only Colored Rain palette I have. It's from their collab with Power. Never saw the show, but the palette itself, it's a beautiful purple themed color story, and the Colored Rain formula, they've had some hiccups. I've seen reviews, some palettes, I think they changed the formula and people weren't happy with it, but I do know this one, which I'm pretty sure was limited edition. You can't get it anymore, but the formula on this palette was really good, and I've done a few looks with this palette, not for video, but it's really good. The mattes especially, just so pigmented and so blendable. From one of my favorite brands, BH Cosmetics, it's their Nightshade palette from their Poison Shock collection that they did for Halloween, and here it is. It's a beautiful sort of muted dark purple color story, and I love the look that I created with it, and it's a really, really nice palette. I think it might still be available, so if you like purple and you're looking for affordable and good quality, you can't go wrong with BH. Now these next ones are all pretty new to my collection. First up we have from SheGlam, their Spontaneous Sagittarius palette. I did a look with this when I got the palette, and I loved the look. It's a really, really beautiful color story, and surprisingly, the mattes and the shimmers are really, really good in this. I was very surprised. Sometimes you think, you know, SheGlam, oh, you know, it's going to be like, you know, not good makeup. But the formula that they're doing in these Zodiac palettes is really good. And I got this really, really inexpensively. I think it was only $6 or maybe even less. I might have had a coupon or something like that. You can always get coupons on the app. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful purple color story. And I like that it's nice and compact, and you know, it's Sagittarius, which is my birth sign. So yeah, I love this little palette. Now this is another new addition from PLouise. It's one of their Stack 'em Up palettes. This is the CEO.OOO.OOO palette. These palettes had too many names. I just call it the purple one. But oh, such a beautiful, beautiful purple color story. And this color Ambition, the dark purple matte in it, it's almost a black. So for drag, the look that I created with this palette, I just loved it, because I had that super dark purple that was able to give me such beautiful depth in creating the eyeshadow look. And yeah, really, really good. From City Color, their Paradise Lost collection. This is their Purple Vibes palette. These sort of remind me of the ColourPop palettes in a way. It's a very beautiful purple themed color story. It does have a pressed glitter in it. It's actually really, really beautiful, that glitter. And it's a really cute palette and very inexpensive. And if you're into purple and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you wouldn't go wrong with this one. And last but not least, I pray it's the last. I don't think I could possibly have any more purple color story themed palettes in my collection. I really don't. I mean, I probably do, but I ain't pulling any more out. This one from Rude Cosmetics, their EDM collection, the Trance palette. I used this just the other day to create a look, and it's a really cute little 6-pan palette. The mattes are really good. I love this shimmer lasers. I think melodic. Now, I thought there was a press glitter in here, but there isn't. Some of the palettes in this collection have pressed glitters, but this one doesn't have any pressed glitters. It's just mattes and shimmers, and I really like the Rude Cosmetics formula, and they're very, very reasonably priced. So if you're looking to get some colorful, interesting palettes, you can't go wrong with Rude Cosmetics. Alright kids, well that is all the purple palettes I think that I own. I pulled them out from everywhere, and now I gotta put everything back. I still have my pink palettes out from doing the video with those, and like my cool gray tone palettes sitting out. So now I need to totally reorganize everything and get myself organized as far as my palettes. After doing these reviews of specific colors, I still haven't done green and blue palettes, and I've got a ton of those as well. But that's it for today with the purple palettes. I hope you enjoyed just taking a look at my purple palettes with me, a little excursion, just a little, you know, walk through the purple palettes of Toni HomePerm. If you did like this video, then please hit the like button down below, and while you're down there, you might as well click the subscribe and the notification bell. This way YouTube alerts you every time one of my videos comes out. Don't forget, you can also catch me once a week on my podcast, God'll Get You for That, Walter, that I do with Tom Cat, where we review episodes of the 1970s sitcom Maude. There's also my internet variety show, Naughty or Nice, that I do with the horror diva Alexis Flame. We also have a line of Naughty or Nice merch, and the details for all of those things, my shows, everywhere you can find me on social media, all of it is listed down below. Well, that's all I have for you today, kids. I hope you don't mind these videos where I take a look through some of my specifically color-themed palettes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't like this video where I take a look at different palettes in my collection, don't worry. I always have new videos coming out where I create drag looks. You can always count on me for those, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.